Yes. This is Jamaica Good Life. Big boss here. This is the guy who donated for Miss Doris hearing aid. This is Iron. This man is from Ohio. My brother. Respect and honor. Hello. People, this is the brother warrior right here. So good to see you. Shot so far. The journey warrior. You see me, one love. And you bring the stone. You bring the stone. Boom, look at that. This man right here, my brothers and sisters. See him? Miss Doris. Everything him support. The farmers. So biggest supporter here, so. The vision, Pan-Africanist warrior. You see me? So them people here, my African American brother. One love, one respect, and thanks for coming through and forward. You see me? Trinity, Imhotep, Hotep. Now when I'm in the chat, you know, you hear one man say, Hotep. These are the men who understand what Maat is. What Hotep is. When you greet an African American or an African, you say what?
Hotep.
And why do you say Hotep? What is Hotep?
Hotep is greetings, blessings. That's what it means to me. Greetings, love. That's what it means to me. That's why I wear these stones right here. You only find these in Utah. Tiffany stone brings about peace and love and unity. Makes my heart soft for my people, for my brothers and my sisters. Love.
This is that same place you told me about. So now, Maat, what does Maat mean to you?
Balance. My art is all equal change and balance. That's what my art is. It's the same thing. It's no difference. That's what attracted me to this, to all equal change and balance, because I said that's my art.
It's truth.
It's the truth.
It's the only truth.
It's the only truth.
So you say A equal C and B forever.
That's it.
It's the only truth.
That's it. That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here?
Change and balance.
Change and balance?
Yeah.
So you're here because of change and balance. The doctrine?
See, I have issues with trust. Always had trust issues. Change and balance. That's why I'm here.
Oh.
Learn to trust.
Oh.
Change and balance.
Oh. So when the truth hits you, the only truth in the universe, from now infinitely,
It's always been there.
it started to grow inside of you.
It was always there.
But you didn't know the words.
We didn't know all equal change and balance. We knew my art. We studied chemic. We know my art.
But you never knew the universal equation. Because my art was done by a man, but all is for the ants too. And the trees and the birds. So all represents what they call God.
All.
It's all.
Everything.
So when you say your prayer, you say give thanks to the all. And what is the all doing? Changing and balance. So you weren't created, you were just a change and balance infinitely with no beginning and end.
That's it.
So everything you've been hearing me say, it not only makes sense, it's the complete truth.
I have no issue with that.
So me as a mortal being, when I express that, how do you think I embark upon, how do you think I was able to write that formula? How? I'm a man, you're a man. What did I do?
There's nothing outside of you that doesn't exist already inside of you.
So I
See?
activated.
So that's all. That's all.
So now that allow you to trust me, like this brother is speaking truth.
That's why I'm here.
People, what the man is saying to you is this. Randy Pottinger of Jamaica, right, wrote the formula for the universe. And I'm not crazy, because if I'm crazy, guess what? You crazy.
It doesn't matter if you're crazy or not.
Okay.
That doesn't negate the fact they're all equal change and balance.
So
What does it matter if I'm crazy or if you're crazy? Because I've been called crazy numerous amount of times. So what?
But the truth, whether you're crazy or not, the
Still remains
only
the same.
truth.
Still remains the same.
all.
Equal change and balance.
So this doctrine or this formula can be used in your stomach, in government,
all over.
in the beads,
Everything.
in the water right now,
Because it's
in
everything.
the black hole.
Because
wait.
it's everything.
So later on, you will go to Africa and teach this. You will tread the end of the earth.
It's being taught right now.
But you're a
It's always been taught all along. It's just those have ears that can hear, those that has eyes that can see. It's right there.
So now you're a disciple of change and balance.
Always have been a disciple of change
Because when
and
you were
balance.
born, when you were transformed,
From then.
you've been a disciple.
From then. See, we just don't know these things. That's all. That's all. We just don't know. So when you find out and you know, that's when you can walk in your power then. See? That's all it takes. It's knowledge of.
The all.
That's all.
You see that bird right there? What is it doing?
Changing and balance.
Okay.
Everything. You can't get away from it. No matter how you try.
It's the end of consciousness, right? It goes above all
it's
religions.
the beginning of consciousness and also the end of consciousness.
It's a cycle of consciousness. Because what change and balance tells you, there is no beginning and end. So when they say creator, that's an error of words. Because energy doesn't start, energy doesn't begin.
So when you're dealing with humans, I guess what happens is you make errors. It's errors. So we can't
Fault.
That's it.
We clarify.
That's all.
As we grow and change and balance, and we see and we learn from nature, we clarify. It is not wrong or right, it's clarification. See clearer. And it's not. So with this ultimate truth, crime can reduce. Hate can reduce. You had a fear of trust, and you trust me, and you're going to trust many more because you're going to change to balance. My brother, welcome to the sanctuary. People, this might sound very light, but it's infinitely heavy. And we change and balance, so sometimes they don't see we for what we are, but we're all a part of what? The all. Right? We're not the all.
It's not how someone sees me, it's how I see myself.
Okay.
That's what matters. How one see themselves.
How was this journey to Jamaica for you?
Beautiful.
Your favorite experience? What is that?
Jamaica.
The whole of it.
The whole of it.
You love it? Would you live here? Is it your first time?
No, it's not my first.
Second?
Yeah, second time. Won't be the last.
And how your wife love it?
She's loving it, man. She's loving it.
Music, trench tone, reggae, vibe, beach, fish,
The whole nine.
the whole thing. You would invite your other brothers and sisters to come.
Already.
So the whole exodus for African Americans should forward. You're the first. And you, my friend, are one of the first disciples of change and balance that proclaim it as the only truth. So consider yourself infinitely accepted into the realm of everything. I love you, and guide and protection forever, and your children know. So we have helped humanity to balance and to clarify. All right, my brother, one love. This is Randy. The girls them candy. So big up to Sandy. Hey, it's Jamaica good life. So now, people, that's what we did as black men. We come to clarify. It took me 50 years now, because I'm not even supposed. This video is supposed to release when I'm 50, because I'm not supposed to talk until I'm 50. It's the code of conduct. It's the change in balance. It's the humility. It's the study. It's the nature feeding me information. It is the listening, not the learning and not the reading. Listening. It was through listening I heard. It wasn't through searching. There's no books that could help me to write the formula. I listened, and it came into me. Listening is the greatest learning. The greatest ignorance is the greatest wisdom. I listened to what the tree was saying. The birds were showing me, the ants were showing me. It was telling me something we are obedient to. And it's bigger than all words that you can read, Randy. So your God is my God, which is a commonality between the ants' God and your God. So I search for that commonality. What is common between water, stone, breathing, exhale, emotion, thoughts? What is common? It's all changing and balancing. The sister says it all has energy. But the commonality of the all must solve a problem. If I come in the room and me have a problem, I say energy. That's not going to solve it. Vibration is not going to solve it. And then when I found out that love has an opposite called hate, and change didn't have an opposite, I said, wait a minute. God, the all, has no opposite. So the doctrine we're sharing, not spreading, not indoctrinating, we're sharing clarity because we are what? Human beings. And in the beginning, we recognize we didn't create, or it wasn't created. It was this mind that was once in a cave start to recognize the trees, and it was you not creating, you were recognizing because you're part of the all. And in that recognition, it was good. And then you slept after 7 days because the all does not sleep. So it's the ability that you're recognizing as your brain is changing. You wrote these doctrines, say it was the beginning of your brain developing so you could recognize. So your brain, the consciousness of your mind started to quote unquote create things. And when your eyes open in this realm, and you being a part of this realm, you started to recognize things around you, and the God in you started to explain it, and it ended up in books. And in that ending up in books now, it was supposed to help us to heal us. So me and you as man could coexist. So the law of coexistence, you can't get away from it. You can't find anything higher. So they're using correct word, higher power. Well, they saw the sun and said it was higher, but it's not higher because it's connected to us. It can't be higher. So they keep using size as relative as distance and separation. So the brain being split, everything starts separating in ideas. So the X and Y, everything is separate to man as he perceives it to be separate, but it's not. So the infinite universe, nothing is higher. So they're looking for a higher being. Well, the being is infinite and the being is changing and balancing. So we look for the commonality of what the all is doing so we could apply it to our stomach, our relationship, and now change and balance can fix governments, wars. In this new doctrine, we will able now to fix society. Because every man, Maat, will have judgment of a change and they seek for balance. So what we call destruction, every move you make, you have to question the move. So you question the move, and the move you have to is being judged by the balance, either by nature, either by laws. So the balance is always watching you, and you're a part of it, and you're it. But you activate the balance with the change, and you navigate the realms in harmony. Because the entire black hole is doing that. And even what we call collision and destruction and volcanoes and all that stuff is part of the change and balance. Lava, nothing bad about it. Transformation of life, nothing bad about it. But the frequency, if disturbed, it creates the inharmonic balance. It balances off. So this doctrine, my brother, it is the end of consciousness for mankind. You can't go above it, below it, beside it. It is it that the sand speaks to you as change and balance, and the waters. And this is why today is important, because you travel all this way, not to meet me, but to change and balance because you had trust issues. This wasn't about me. This wasn't about Jamaica. This was about you. And everybody that I met, you know, most of the guys, it's about them. They found a healing message and I said, but wait, go check Randy. Some of them come and they might expect me for magical. I said, no, me just have a clarity me I share with you. Some of them get the healing and them say, all right, Randy, no, but why you fit? No. It's not me. I'm just saying something that is revealing within you, that is making you breathe again. communicate with all the limbs on the trees. So we give thanks to the all. So when we pass the bird say, hey, he did give thanks to the all. The water knows. And even the metal in the car before it hits you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, I know that guy. Because he knows me. The living particle in zinc and metal has changed and balancing. And because he now understands the equation, how the universe works, because he understand it, because he's thinking like the universe, he's now back in the network. This was about putting you back in the network. When you started thinking something is above you, you're fighting to come out of the network, so you're confused. And you spend your life on earth searching for truth in books. And the tree was right there telling you, all I'm doing is changing and balancing, and you couldn't see it. The words. Now the true tree doesn't practice Maat. The ants don't practice Maat. It doesn't know what Maat is. But it knows what changes because that's what it's doing. Man practice Maat, but stone don't practice Maat. Because now that's a man way of interpreting the consciousness and the balance between man. Man has to coexist. So man has a brain with nature, and that brain with nature teaches man how to coexist in the realm that he is. Now man being a part of the all, when he goes to another realm, he has to learn to coexist again as an energy. So the energy is changing, balancing in realms we don't know. Now why is the negative and positive to be put in perspective? You don't separate the circles because you're a line. There's no start to your line, no beginning, no end to your line. So you're either balanced or off balance. So it's not a circle. It's not a yin or a yang, negative or positive. So they said, why is that yin and yang, Randy? Well, that could be change and balance. Let's change that to change and balance. Positive, negative. Let's change that to change all. Yin and yang is no more yin and yang. Because the stone doesn't practice yin and yang. The stone practice change. So let's clarify, yin and yang is change and balance. Alpha and omega, there's no beginning and end, so it's change and balance. Again, let's replace all equal what?
Change and balance.
I mean, we're talking about 20 minutes here. So, my people, what Randy Pottinger, the Jamaican youth, did, like Bob Marley said, one love. Randy said agenda unity. So we don't have to unify physically, so we unify with our agenda. And our agenda too, all equal change and balance. Our agenda is to balance within ourselves and to use the truth. And once we use the truth as an individual, balance will come upon humanity. So it's bigger than one love, because we see this one love turn to one hit so many times. If anything you're dealing with has an opposite, it will not complete the cycle and the balance between the trees. If you're not living good among the trees, you're doing nothing, because they're our ancestors. So if the ancestors trying to speak to us and the barking on the tree, the books are there, and you're not listening. So the trees teach us about change and balance and the great humility to the SUN. So you see, my brother, this is epic. I'm gonna release it because the world must know that the truth is here, and the only truth that governs all religion, all life, all emotions, all feelings, all ideas. You cannot run on the sun, so you change your ideas to balance the realm that you're in. Even ideas are governed by change and balance. Your emotions are governed by change and balance. Your feelings, and between your eyes and that tree over there, the adjustments of your eye pupil is changing and balanced to see it. And the space between it and the particles are changing and balancing. Beneath the ant's leg, before he steps, and his ankle is changing and balancing. Look at the microscopic level of the commonality. We wanted to know what God was doing. So God is energy, God is life, God is love, God is Jesus, God is all. God is feelings, God is Allah, God is brothers, God is sisters. But what is God doing? And if you say God created us, how did God create us? Now God created us, if that's the language, let's use that, through a change in balance. So create is change in balance. So how do you form a potter's wheel? A pot, you turn it and you put your hands to it and it's changing through the balance of the turn. So now what makes the clay wasn't made. The clay came from somewhere. You didn't make the clay out of thin air, nor did you make the car, because the car is made of zinc and oxygen. And where did the oxygen come from? Infinite. So the chicken or the egg, which one came first? None of them. It's a circle. There's no beginning to the chicken or the egg. Think of God as a circle. There's no beginning and end to you, nor to the all. That's why the all is so powerful. Because there's no start to it. And there's no stop to it. And you happen to be an extract of it, a part of it, experiencing this realm. So the oxygen you're seeing came from where? The trees. The oxygen wasn't made. The tree breathed that out. From what microorganism? The stone hits the stone and things are changing. And then we would say it creates itself. Or it changed and balance, it forms. So we don't like the word create too much because it's like somebody's doing something. But you're a formation. You're being formed in all realms infinitely at the same time. You understand? So here's the change and balance of the family, and we're out.